Hey everyone, in this episode I'll be breaking down what it means to be in control over the message of your comic and do something a little different. So, what does it mean to be in control over the message of your comic? In short, it decides who, what, when, where, why, and how your comic and its intellectual property gets presented to existing and potential readers. This particular idea is highly focused on the advertisement and selling practices aimed towards potential buyers of your work. So what? Now you can be thinking, hey, I just wanted to write a comic, and as long as people buy and or read it, I don't care how they get their hands on it. So let's imagine you don't have control over the message of your comic. What's the best case scenario? Well, best case, you don't have to worry about advertising at all. Everything sells fine, and nobody gets hurt. You get paid, the publisher gets paid, everybody's happy. So why would you care? The thing is, anyone in control over the message of your comic can significantly affect how the comic and its creator or creators appear to the audience it is presented to. Let me put it this way. Have you ever Googled bad movie or TV show descriptions for a laugh? Could you imagine if someone who was responsible for telling existing and potential readers about your comic in a similar fashion? Can you imagine having absolutely no say in the matter? Getting that sort of introduction to any story can really affect how future readers and publishers will think about the creator and their work. Let's take a dive into the longer answer to the question, what is control over the message? Defining what the control over the message for your comic will be includes the following. Who is allowed to speak about the comic in an official manner? This can include the creator or creators, the publisher, or any third party hired to promote the comic. The what determines what is said or shown to the potential audience about the comic or its creators by the predetermined party. The when clarifies when certain messages are allowed to be presented to existing and potential audiences by the predetermined parties. The where determines where existing and potential readers will be presented with the messages about the comic. The why gets a little tricky. The why determines the reasons, why predetermined party members decide to do what they do. This can be shared with all party members involved, but I'm not sure if this is something that creators can always be privy to. Now, the how kind of overlaps with the rest of the other points. But I would like to consider that determining the how explains the method that the strategy and maintenance of the promotional effort is maintained. What does determining the who, what, when, where, why, and how for the control of the message of your comic affect you? Well, it varies. You can either have all the control, share it, or surrender it entirely to an interested party like a publisher. What you do is highly dependent on the type of work you or a publisher want to do when it comes to the promotion of your work. But in order to learn more about that, you'll have to wait till the next episode. I know, I did promise in episode 3 that I would talk about what it means to control the message and how varying degrees of control can have an effect on both you and the publisher. In my defense, I've recently had major changes in my life. A future that I've been trying to put together for myself for the last 8 years has recently been lost to me. I've moved to a different country, and I've started a brand new job. I've been going through a bit of a transition period. I still plan on completing my goal of releasing 10 episodes this year, but from now on, I'll be trying to keep these episodes a little shorter. I'd also like to let you all know that eventually I'm planning on releasing these episodes every 4 weeks instead of every 2 weeks, even though that has already been a bit of a hit and miss, for which I am sorry. But until I'm able to, I do not have any plans on increasing the number of episodes for the second season. If you'd like to see more episodes and you'd like to see them come out more frequently, please consider joining my Patreon and offering your support as well as in the comment section. If you're interested in helping the production for new episodes, I'm interested in working with an illustrator that has experience with audio and video editing software. You do not need to have access to Adobe Premiere. I've been using DaVinci Resolve myself. If you're interested in working with me on this channel, please email me at joinucchannel@unknown-comics.com. You might be able to reach me through other mediums, but I'll respond faster to this email. Please understand that this is not a paid gig. I research, write, and make these videos entirely out of pocket. With that said, please come back for episode 5, where I'll be going back and discussing how varying degrees of control over the message for your comic can affect you and the publisher. For now then, have yourselves a good couple of weeks. See you all next time.